The Nordic countries are used as a #1 example of socialism working by all these leftists. Okay, why don't you use California as an example of large welfare working? Why not Italy? Why not Belgium? Why only the Nordics? I'll tell you why. Because Nordics have a unique culture of success, which evolved over generations, and you're pointing to that culture of success. In my book, Debunking Utopia, one of the things I show is that a Nordic culture of success predates the welfare state. So in 1960, the Nordic countries had small government systems, they had low taxes, small welfare states. Already then they were having a very high lifespan, very low child mortality, income equality and prosperity. And the difference in child mortality and lifespan to the rest of the world has shrunk since they introduced the big welfare state. And similarly, Nordic-Americans, which share the Nordic culture of success but live in America, are socially and economically much more successful than the cousins in the Nordics. And I'm not saying this is not part of Nordic DNA. This is a culture that evolved over generations in a country or countries that had very strong reward for work. And then they took this very strong culture, built a big welfare state upon it, and the welfare state over generations has been eroding their responsibility and working ethics. And once the erosion starts, it's very strong. And it is not, as many would say, only among the immigrants. No. It is also among the general population, also among the native Swedes and Danes and Finns and Norwegians. And so Nordic countries are realizing this, and they're working. They've been working for decades now to stop the erosion of working ethics. I would tell the Democrats who are very liberal, okay, your favorite country is Denmark, that's obvious now. The former Danish Social Democrat government started a nationwide debate about the need to change the welfare state. They told the people, we need a new welfare state contract. We should have a competition state as a new welfare state. That is to say, we should have government services, we should have government funding for education, of course that's great, but we shouldn't have a system where so many rely on government handouts. And the current Danish Prime Minister, who's a center-right, he came to Harvard University last year, end of last year, and he said, stop saying Denmark is socialist. We're a market economy. And in every regard, except having high taxes and generous welfare, Denmark is more of a capitalist free market economy than the US is. They have the same economic freedom score as the US. So really, learn from the Nordic countries. Learn the true lesson, which is small welfare works, big welfare, not really. And a culture where you promote people, you encourage them to take responsibility, to work hard. If you combine that culture with free markets, that's the way of getting both economic growth, equality, and social good. That's the true lesson of Nordics.